I don't know what we're gonna call this episode, but I feel like it should be something like kicking the door, waving the fofo, or some shit like that. Because
that's the title.
It's like because it's like
kicking the door, waving the fofo.
We got police officers, people that's supposed to be protecting people. The last line of defense against the ruthless. And they're the ones that's taking us out. Welcome to another dope episode of Other Something with your host, Trapper,
Bill Bixby.
And as usual, here to give you the real.
But as we always do, we gotta shout out our engineer, Pablo,
Pabissimo,
aka Trap.Teasy, aka Supreme Being.
We kind of putting the Supreme Being on hold for now.
It's in question.
It's in question. Fucking teetering.
Just for a little second.
That's why we've been missing for a while, because it's goddamn greatness.
Oh, that's what it is.
Hey, we back, baby.
Welcome back.
We back.
We here. You know,
it's been about a month.
It's been a minute, man. You know, we still hardworking, man. We got other things.
Exactly, man.
We gotta pull this pretty much on our free time, and during our time. So we appreciate everybody who fuck with us.
Exactly.
But just know that. We don't do this. We don't got a lot of free time. We work and move and get shit done.
I mean, anything easy usually ain't worth having, man.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The fact that like we embarking on something that ain't easy, is exciting.
Exactly.
You got obviously
you gotta make room.
Exactly. Man.
They say when it's important, you make room for it. So
yes, sir.
We definitely do. But we damn sure happy to be back though.
Yes, sir.
It feel good to be back on here, giving y'all the real, man. Conversing with the. It's always a pleasure.
Exactly. We gotta do that.
You always know it's a pleasure.
We rusty, man.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure.
Yes,
but so much for that. We want to welcome back Pablo. He always semi here, halfway here. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he is. We always appreciate him.
You
know what I'm saying? So let's jump straight into the topic. Since we're gonna run back on stuff that we missed throughout the last month that we've been going.
Exactly.
So excuse us for bringing up old topics, talking about it, giving our point of view. But that's just what we're about.
Exactly.
All right, Tekashi, the whole Tekashi situation, man. I want to ask you a question. Has there ever been a history of movies, real life, of a snitch like this?
No.
Or a telling person, whatever you want to call it.
Definitely. Hell yeah. It's definitely been multiple.
Not just public.
Definitely.
Usually snitching is hidden.
That's just the.
But I don't think they had like.
That's just because of the times we're in.
That's what I'm saying.
Not because there wasn't that type of. I call it a gorilla snitch.
The gorilla snitch.
He a gorilla snitch, bro.
Yeah, that's a whole different. Then that's a whole different kind of primate. Yeah, that's a different kind of.
Yeah, that's a different species.
Yeah, that's a different kind of snitch. Yeah. Because remember, snitches are rats. Mice, they squeal, they move. But he a gorilla. But he pretty much banging on his chest while he in the courtroom. And they signed him. And I told people this, and this is why we got to bring it back up. I said, and we had this on our on one of our other podcasts. I said, do you think that he can come out and be famous? And I was telling you that he was already famous while he was in it. He done signed a $10 million deal for when he come out. Did I not say that?
He did.
He did exactly what I said he was going to do. Because, like I told him, the kids of this age doesn't live by the codes of our age. We was at the no snitching and all that shit. That was our generation.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like this is gorilla snitching.
Yeah,
we gonna copyright that.
Yeah, bro.
Gorilla snitching. You know what I mean?
It's amazing.
At the end of the day, like we actually had time. I don't know if it works out in a better way. Because I had time to think about this shit, because this shit happened like weeks ago now. You know what I mean? I had time to think about it. Maybe if I would have been coming straight off the hip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had kind of time to think about it. You know what I mean? Like him snitching definitely wrong. The nigga is gorilla snitching, man. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit should not be. Like I don't even it's definitely a big possibility he won't live long after he get out of prison, man. And he's asking for no security.
But listen, I
mean not security, but he don't want to be protected by the laws.
I don't think that he's gonna die.
He want higher security.
I don't think he's gonna die. I don't think nobody's gonna touch him.
Yeah, exactly. So okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, so let me finish. Let me finish. At the end of the day, I watched multiple interviews. You know what I mean? A couple of bad interviews. A couple of I lived on the West Coast for a little bit. I actually interact with Mexicans. You know what I mean? And how they rock. Like Buddy is a Mexican. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like on the West Coast, because that's where the Mexicans are from. It's not shined upon to snitch on black people. It's not shined upon like the way they rules are set up. It's kind of like the 48 laws of power in a way. Like whoever in power, like no matter how you get the power, it really doesn't matter. You just can't snitch
on your family.
You can't snitch on Mexicans. You can snitch on anybody with Mexicans.
Listen.
You know what I mean? He getting a $10 million deal. What if this motherfucker link up with Mexicali? Who gonna touch him, man?
That's what I'm saying.
Mexico fucking up Cali to this day.
But
like Mexicans like kind of run Cali in a way.
And they it's a money thing.
That's the part of gang culture. And his whole main thing where people ain't fuck with him because he wasn't on that gang culture. He was spitting that gang culture. You know, I'm saying that's just a.
I mean, and that's pretty much what I'm saying. Why I don't think, and that's one of the reasons. I feel that there's many reasons why he won't get touched. Because, like,
if you had a Mexican, he ain't getting touched, bro.
Because
top on them family.
It's too many people. There's too many people that can make millions off of whatever he doing. So they're to protect their investment. They're gonna go out their way to try to make him last as however long to get their money worth.
$10 million.
Exactly, that's a lot of money. So you're gonna put an investment. So that right there is what it. And not only that, he's gonna do something that a recent celebrity or so-called celebrity just did, and y'all might know him, the nigga Boot Gang. If you realize now, that nigga Boot Gang, he's changed up his whole.
I don't think I know about that.
Yeah, go check out.
I think I seen a nigga with glasses.
Glasses, and he was telling how he apologizing for all the shit he used to do. It's no longer that kind of lifestyle no more. He want to promote positive. He want to. I'm telling you, and people love it because we always love a trend.
It's trolling.
We love a bounce back story. And the same thing is with 6ix9ine. It's some people who gonna eat that shit up, and then it's just some people who just die hard fans of him. Just like any other person, it's just people that's gonna be a die hard fan.
At the end of the day, it's like a bunch of kids.
Exactly, and that's what we target.
Kids, like phones and all this stuff are in the hands of kids.
And that's most of his.
This motherfucker demographic probably go down to like 7, 8 years old type of shit.
Exactly. Man. Think about this. Were you a fan of his? Were you really listening to his music? I'm just saying.
No.
Exactly. Because it's not in our. That's why I said the most people who gonna love him is kids. That's from, like you said, from 8 to like maybe 22. And them motherfuckers they don't live by the code of not snitching and all that shit. They live in a different generation.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Like we had the episodes called Snitching and Telling. Go watch it.
Go check it out.
You know what I mean? But it's definitely like you even talked about that on the episode, like how the culture could shift into that. You know what I mean? And it definitely seems like it could be right around the corner.
It could be. I'm telling you. Because if you pay attention just to how culture is, and I was speaking on this earlier with y'all about how everything is acceptable now. You know what I'm saying? So you can always bounce back now, except for black folks. Black people don't allow black people to bounce back, but because he's not of our race, he'll be able to bounce back. Because we cancel each other out.
Exactly. So like our culture breeds like you can't tell on nothing.
You can't do nothing, bro.
Like how can you survive, man? That's why we mass incarcerated to this day, because we can't fucking tell nothing.
Yeah, that's just our culture, and that's not other people's culture. And that's what I would mainly want people to understand, that he's not black.
That ain't the only reason.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying he's not black. So the culture, his people culture, you can't make them take on our no snitching. You know, but and I understand definitely in the gang culture.
And think about it. I said that because like listen. Who the fuck did he snitch on? Everybody was black.
And everybody was in his gang.
Not in his gang.
Well, in the gang that. Exactly. But if
like, he had nothing to do with that gang. Like
exactly.
People took him under their wing and let him see all of this shit knowing he wasn't that.
Exactly.
I mean, they extorted him.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. They were extorting him.
And they
so if
baby mama.
Exactly. If they extorted him and fucked this man baby mama, did you not think he was gonna snitch on y'all? Cause you already
Mexico and I'm like,
but
we gonna do that here. Say,
just think about
snitch on them niggas.
You from what he telling, if it's true, y'all forced him to be in this shit.
Yeah.
So can we really be mad at him for snitching?
Yes, we definitely can.
Because he betrayed this, but if from what I'm feeling, from what I'm getting is he had no choice. They forced him into that lifestyle. He was a broke ass kid. Working in his mother.
Okay, you gotta explain that,
Well, I don't want to get into it on this with Tekashi right now because we got so much more important stuff, and I don't want to get that nigga too much in it. Exactly. But you gotta go listen to the testimony.
Really ain't worth it.
Look, yeah, but he a snitch. I definitely agree with you. I'm just saying that's why his fans are gonna look at it because that narrative is out there that he's the victim.
And that's what I want. That's the main thing I want to get at. Like, as far as his culture concerned,
he's a
they can fucking snitch even in prison, anything. Like they can snitch on anybody except them.
Exactly. See? Yeah. So, that's what it is.
Part Mexican, man.
But that's just crazy in generation. That's what's going on in our world, and that's the way, like we said, that's where it's headed. So it's a wild thing for it to be taken in hand and us seeing it. Sports, man. I got to talk about sports. We miss a lot of sports, so it's a lot of sports we got to touch on. And that's why I wanted to rush off to college.
Having a good sports.
Exactly.
Sports time right now.
Exactly. So I wanted to get off the college because I want to spend some time on sports. You know what I'm saying?
What you want to talk about now?
We
definitely ain't talking about the fucking Falcons, bro.
Well, no, we ain't got to talk about that. But I mean, it's just a lot of things going on in sports in general. So other than the Falcons, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to get it out the way first. I want to talk about the Jalen Ramsey and the trade from my team, the Jaguars, and I'm kind of gonna put out how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, and let people know how you feel, man. Are you hurt?
I'm hurt. But not in the sense of like how I was hurt when Dwight left. Hurt, because I guess we had time to see him leave. Like we knew this was building up.
But he did say it.
Yeah, like so it's like I had already took myself into the fact that he was gone because he hasn't really been playing. He's been fake injury, and I think that's what hurt the most. That he gave up on our team to get up out of there. Mm-hmm. So now I treat him like Dwight Howard. I don't give a fuck about him. Not like inside the game, like as far as being a player. I hope he never wins that nothing. I hope he get paid all the money he want to get paid. But I hope he gets blew out by us, especially every time we see him. And I hope that he doesn't do nothing great. That's just the same way I feel about Dwight.
I can't blame you.
So that's just as a sports fan.
I feel the same way.
Exactly. So that's how I feel about him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy he got his money.
Hey, get your badge, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be here. That's how I feel.
Like that's not my team, but I definitely. Don't respect the situation.
If you don't want to be here, bro, don't be here, bro.
You know what I mean? Just because you're not winning, you got to check already.
Exactly.
Just because you're not winning.
And I don't want to be one of those people. I'm not going to pretend that I loved you, when you leave. I'm not one of those kind of fans. Like I said, like I told people when we drafted him, I didn't like him in the beginning because he was from Florida State. So but since he came to my team, I accepted him. That's really what I did. He did good. I felt that he should get paid for it. I don't have to be your super fan, but if you do good, get paid. If you don't do good, that's just how life is. And I'm the same way with Leonard Fournette. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like it ain't matter who you are. It ain't because he's from LSU, and it ain't just because you got to be a Gator. But I'm just saying, that's how the kind of fan I am of my team. Yeah. So if you don't want to be here, we don't want you.
Yeah. But like let me kind of walk that back a little bit. Like, of course you want to win as a professional. Exactly. But at the end of the day, like I could see if you were like on a Cleveland Brown team that, you know what I mean, just came off of a 5-year run of fucking 0 whatever. But shit, y'all damn near went to the Super Bowl like 2 years ago, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you were right there doing your thing with Tom Brady, and Tom Brady just cheated and beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when you talking about you just want to win, motherfucker, you was obviously winning.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean? You just gotta have, especially if you got the money, and obviously you got some kind of talent around you, and it just ain't being homed in on. But you can't just say your reason for leaving is just because you're not winning. Because you got a talented football team, obviously. You just got Nick Foles. He just got hurt, man. You didn't even give that shit a chance.
Yeah, and I feel like he want to be the man, but he don't want to take the blowback that goes with being a man, being the man of a team. Mm-hmm. If you want to be the highest paid cornerback, you want to be that man, you got to be able to take criticism, and you got to be able to take a little harsh talk to you. And this is what I'm saying about the whole thing is. If the reason that he left is because he didn't like the way that somebody talked to him. Now, of course, we know there's certain limits to what he mean by how they talk. Now, if somebody cursed at you and just got, y'all in the heat of money, and you just so hurt that you, like, your feelings that weak, then, okay, bro, then that's life, though. You're not going to always be able to work for people that's going to speak peaches and creams to you. Exactly. You're going to have some rough. Exactly. Now, if he says something disrespectful.
How many people really like their bosses?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
So, everybody got a boss.
If he said something that was egregiously disrespectful, then I understand. Yeah. And of course, you got the right to leave. But like, I feel like people get kind of mixed up in what contracts are. When you sign a contract, even though you want to leave, they don't have to let you leave. That's the contract because you signed that contract. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like some of these players get kind of lost at with these kind of ways they be acting. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something. Saying with like Sideshow Brown, he the same way. But I feel like with him, it's just they forget. And then look at him now. And I call him Sideshow, and he really is a sideshow, bro.
Copyrighted.
And literally, all he can be now is a sideshow. Because really, he's the sideshow to the NFL. Whether he's trying to do it or not. It's just like when you see some of the antics that he do, it's a show. It's a sideshow. Like, you know what I'm saying? You congratulate the Patriots when you leave. Then, like, maybe 2 days later, you're back on there saying you want your money, F them and all this stuff. Then another week, you know what I'm saying? It's like he just
bipolar.
Yeah, it's just like he like a female to me. Like that's how just flip flop. You like, bruh. And then some people are like, is he got mental problems? No, I don't think so. I think that just some people enjoy that kind of stuff. It's people in this world that just like that kind of shit.
Just like we always say.
Yeah.
It's every personality out in the world, and that's what made the world.
That's what make him him. I don't think that he's some crazy. No,
some people like chaos.
Some people like chaos. Some people like the craziness. They strive in it. They feel like that's how they move the best.
Yeah.
I don't think he's crazy, but we would say he's crazy because that's not how you should be, I guess. But I don't think he's crazy. But I think he just enjoyed it.
Man, I like shit. If he not, I don't know if he just love chaos, man. Like this motherfucker, like
he weird.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he tooting on the bag or what he doing, bro.
They do. Hey, man,
he a superstar, bro. Like
that's what has a history.
Like anything that he likes, he can have in access in bulk.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, I think that's what's fucking him up.
And stardom is a drug.
I don't know if it's natural.
Exactly. Well, that's true. But stardom is a drug.
Yeah.
That lifestyle is a drug.
Real shit.
You feel me? So it's like he done got drugged into the lifestyle. It's a big drug.
Attention is one of the biggest drugs. It's definitely the biggest drug.
Exactly. So he likes the attention. So I feel like that drug, he's ODing on that drug.
Yeah.
But not to speak too much on him because he's not in the league. So there's nothing really to talk about with him, until he get back in the league. What else? We want to give a quick shout out to, I think her name is Simone Biles or Simone Biles.
Yes, sir.
How do you say it?
Simone Biles.
Man, she doing her thing. Shout out to her Black Power, Black Women movement. I love it.
Yes, sir.
She dominating everything. Ain't nobody better than her.
Beast.
And I love the fact that it's a Black woman doing it.
Like, remember when we were talking about like as far as like the money is concerned with women and men. Like she is the elite. She's supposed to be getting these $100 million deals.
Exactly, bro. She deserves that shit.
She's
dominating all of it.
She basically dedicated her whole life to doing this shit.
Yeah, she is a monster, bro.
Yeah.
And
you can see it.
I just want to give her all her glory and her flowers while she in. She out here, she moves around, bro. Blessings to her. Shout out to her for that big thing. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is about to start back up next week. I'm super excited.
Like we were talking earlier, man. I'm kind of like, we can get out the sports.
Yeah.
My team is having a bad year. We won at 5. I really didn't want to talk about this shit, but I really don't have a choice. I gotta let people know how I'm feeling. Motherfuck Dan Quinn.
Oh man.
Motherfuck you, Dan Quinn.
You sound like the Dallas people getting rid of their coach. They want him out of there.
Man, don't ever bring Dallas in when I'm talking about the Falcons, bro. I would disrespect us like that, man. Dallas ain't handling this motherfucker.
You a fool.
But yeah, man, motherfuck Dan Quinn. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't even gonna judge on that shit.
Yeah.
But that kind of got me in a funk You know, with my football season, especially, you know, you wait for football season way longer than NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of more looking forward to NBA now. My season over with, man, and I'm salty about that shit.
I feel you,
I'm
right?
hot about it.
You are definitely a big Falcon fan.
You know what I mean? And we got a good team. You know, if we have a good team and we just suck,
Yeah.
I can live with it, man.
Exactly.
You know,
But
like,
you
we just don't have the organization, man.
It's something
more or
deeper.
less.
Yep.
More or less.
It's deeper than just the players.
You know, we got too many moving pieces, man. You know, ain't nobody standing and building up an organization. You know, there's too many. Oh, you go, you come in, you go do this, trying to figure out shit. You know, that's the main thing I think is fucking up sports. You know, professional sports right now is, you know, like everybody trying to just win a championship. You know, and it's really no organizations that you know got a brain trust.
Yeah.
Besides like New England and you know, the motherfucking powerhouses, like shit. Even like I don't think Golden State gonna win a motherfucking another championship for years. I don't think they'll win a championship. I'm saying that.
They definitely
They're
are.
not gonna win a championship.
Definitely are.
For years, man. Curry era is over.
Oh, come on, stop it, man.
I'm saying it, man. Curry era is over.
Man, come on, stop with the blasphemy. Stop with the blasphemy.
Curry era is over. I'm saying 3 times.
Stop it. And you just
Look at his head.
Look at his lips.
Those are trumpets.
Look at him. Just loving it. Loving it. Look at him all over. Stop it. Stop it.
That shit came from a brain trust. You know what I mean? It come from a bunch of moving pieces.
Man,
like certain things stayed and the shit became the gospel. You know what I mean? Your organization. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers were motivated to live by this gospel. You know what I mean? They were motivated to go out and perform, you know, into a whole nother stratosphere. You know what I mean?
It ain't that no more.
Amen.
I feel you.
The pieces
But,
ain't
you know,
that no more.
it ain't that no more.
As far as my, you know, team is concerned, man, you know, I'm let down. My season is over, so shit, I'm like, fuck sports.
So you might as well go ahead and look towards the basketball, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I'm more towards basketball.
I feel you. I feel you because like
I'm kind of over it.
But we spoke about that last year when the season ended.
Yeah.
On the episode, it was like we're looking forward to this year because of the trades and
Yeah,
the free agency and all the different stuff that was going on.
I
So
can't
yeah, we came in hype. So and I'm still hyped. Like I've been watching the preseason. I've been watching all the teams because it just feels like this is it's going to be one of the best seasons.
And are we hyped because of controversy and all the movement? Like, is the movement the same thing that I'm saying that I don't like? Is the movement causing all the hype and eyes to be on this shit? Because like, oh, he wanted this team, he wanted this team, he wanted this team, he wanted
that
this
is
team,
what's
he wanted
making
this
it
team.
hype, and that's what's making it interesting. That's
Yeah.
really the key behind this. Kawhi leaving, going to another team. Can he do it for a third time? Go to a team, win a championship,
Yeah.
and you know. So I think that's what makes it hype. I definitely do.
Is the to be continued?
Yeah, it's
You know
definitely.
what I mean?
He's the
what Kawhi gonna do now?
yeah. He's the wave right now. So everybody,
What the Lakers gonna do now?
you know. So hey, yeah, you're right, man. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to the basketball season, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Lakers gonna do with AD. I'm looking forward to seeing what Golden State gonna do, the Rockets gonna do, because it's just such an interesting mix of people on teams. You got KD.
Basketball,
How fast is he gonna come back?
The
Is he
NBA
gonna
got the
make it
most
back?
craziest ass
Yeah.
moves in the offseason.
Come on, man. You got so many different
Shit,
teams.
stay
just
moving
mixed
in the
up.
offseason.
Yeah, man.
That's a fact.
So I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, this topic right here, man. It needs to be talked about, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what we're gonna call this episode, but I feel like it should be something like kicking the door, waving the fofo, or some shit like that. Because
That's the title. That's all shit.
it's like
What I do?
because it's like
Kicking the door, waiting the
we got police officers, people that's supposed to be protecting people. The last line of defense against the ruthless. And they the ones that's taking us out.
And you know, like, and I'm gonna let you roll, but like, we can't even protect ourselves without getting.
How can you protect yourself against the person that's supposed to be protecting you? Who got all the rights over you? You can't just shoot him. You're a villain. You against the blues, the blue power, and whatever they fucking movie is.
You know, the blue wall of silence.
So who supposed to check the checkers? How many times we done said that? Who checked the checkers?
Hey man,
Ain't nobody checking the checkers, bro.
They left their chest at the desk.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Who the fuck is gonna check the checkers? That's what we should call this. Who the fuck is gonna check the checkers? Because the police officers are the checkers. They the one that drive around their police officer, pull you over when you're doing right. They checking to make sure that civilization is running the right way.
Yeah.
They're enforcing the laws. So who the fuck is gonna check them? Clearly nobody, bro. At least not in Texas, at least.
I mean, like, it's not set up for them to be checked.
That's the, and you know, and it's a deep subject,
So,
man.
like, how you can check them, man? There's no way you can check them, man. You're going down if you do anything to them, man. You, like, if a motherfucker shot a police dog and got life, man.
Exactly.
Multiple motherfuckers. Man.
Come on, man.
You shot a police dog.
When did an animal become more important than a human?
They been important than black people.
They been, like I said, we was 3/5 of people.
Yeah.
But that's too deep for people, man.
Yeah.
But so you know, so for the viewers to know what we're talking about, we're talking about the death of 2 black citizens in Texas, both gunned down by police officers. We at a point where we don't know if it was racially motivated, but the undertone is always going to be race when there's an opposite race killing somebody, no matter what. Especially, but even more so when it comes to white versus black, in this country at least, because of the history of it. So, like I said, we're going to start with Amber Geiger first, because she was, you know, her,
you know, like just like we said earlier, you know, like when this news was happening, like we were kind of going through, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and we weren't recording.
Exactly. So,
but as far as Amber Geiger, I don't want to talk about, because I think we already talked about what she did.
Yeah, we definitely did.
You know what I mean?
No, we're going to talk about pretty much her sentencing and the reaction of the people in the courtroom.
Exactly.
We're not going, because she's been found guilty.
Yeah,
everybody knows that. I think the big uproar now is the family's response to what happened, and the judge response to what happened, and the overall
bailiff,
and the bailiff, and the length of time that she got for the crime. These are things that we're going to point out with her. And so, you know, since, you know, just to give a recap, Amber Geiger is a white female cop in Texas that went into the wrong house and killed one innocent man,
her neighbor. She thought it was her house.
I don't want to mess up his name, but it's like Gene Botham or something like that. Yeah. But she murdered this man. Let's just put it out there. She murdered this man in his own house, and then tried to make it seem like she wanted sympathy because she made a mistake. And she got sympathy. If people don't believe this, but she got sympathy.
I mean,
she got, not only did she get time sympathy, she got sympathy from the people who she murdered. So, give me how you feel, because we ain't even gonna get into the people that worked there and what they did. Let's just talk about him and the family first. I mean, her and the family and their reaction on how it happened. What was your reaction to the brother crying, hugging her, and saying he forgive her, and the whole family forgiving her after they killed him? She murdered his brother. Let's not say kill. She murdered him. So I just want to, what you feel? How do you feel?
All right, man. You know, it's definitely it should be an eye-opening situation for a lot of people as far as programming is involved. You know, because it's definitely, I feel it's definitely a program that has, okay, if you like, I don't care, man. Like anybody, just put it in your life, man. If anybody killed your brother, somebody you grew up with, your sister that you grew up with your whole life, you know what I mean? Like it ain't much things that you're gonna love more than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for him to, you know, like in the midst, hug her and, you know what I mean, forgive her in court when she being sentenced. Like, it didn't even take time. Like, shit like that takes time, man. Like, 10 years time. Sometimes it might take a lifetime. You know what I mean? That's why I would say programming is definitely in place. Like, you know, the love your master programming.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? You know, knowing that anything you could do, if a fair skin is involved, you're going to be the one to go down for you, like you know, and that being in our DNA, you know what I mean, in America,
Yeah.
you know, a foreign land, you know what I mean. So I think we definitely have been programmed, you know, our whole life, you know, like shit, you do this shit, nigga, we gonna throw your ass in the jail, we gonna hang you, we gonna kill you in the street, like yes,
Yeah.
all that's part of programming, and I definitely think with that, it's definitely programming, and like. The big devil's advocate, you know what I mean? Like certain people, you know, might say like forgiveness, you know what I mean? You can't judge forgiveness.
They definitely will say that. They definitely will.
You can't judge forgiveness, but as far as forgiveness is concerned, you know what I mean? Like that shit is so rare, man, in this type of situation, man.
It is.
And for the things that line up the way they did, like. What else could you say but programming, man? You know what I mean? You know.
I don't even have to ask you.
think?
We know that you wouldn't clearly forgive that person. Just from the emotions that you give, I don't even ask you, would you forgive him? Because clearly you probably, from the tone, you wouldn't forgive him.
No.
And most people wouldn't. And I agree with you. I don't think I would ever forgive a person that killed somebody that I love in cold blood. And that's why I keep throwing that she murdered this person.
I mean,
she didn't accidentally kill him.
Exactly.
It wasn't on mistaken, like.
She walked in this man's place of peace.
She went in with the intent to kill.
Right?
Exactly. It wasn't startled.
Yeah.
It said like she was startled.
She was not startled. She went in with the intent to kill. But I'm glad we're going to this, and because this is where I'm gonna get to. I'm gonna speak on what you just asked me, and I'm gonna get to where you was going, because that's where I want to hit. I would, and I'm not saying that he can't forgive this lady, and I agree with you. I feel like it's programming. I feel like it's programming, and I feel like it's religion, which is a part of the program.
That's what I thought. Religion.
Yeah, and that's what I agree. So I agree
all
with
programming.
exactly. I agree with everything you're saying. I feel like it's not just the white people program; it's the religion. But that's, to me, it's the white people programming too. It's all mixed and changed. But for you to forgive a person, you don't. And this is how I feel. You don't have to hug her and do what they
Make
did.
it public.
Make it public.
You know,
that you
public
forgive
display.
them.
You know?
When you forgive, if you really forgive somebody, you forgive them in your heart. Because that's the only place you can really forgive somebody. You forgive them in your heart. All that was extra.
Yeah.
For the camera. Because I don't even have to let you know that I forgive you.
You know.
I could just forgive you.
And forgiveness takes time, man. You know, especially on something like that.
And I just feel like I said, man, we speak on this all the time. We are puppets, man. We'll forgive the colonizers and these white people way more often and way more times than we will forgive our own black folks. We say that all the time.
Because we know the punishment of going up against these
crackers. Exactly.
You know, because like we talk about the crackers, so we can say crackers.
And
She is talking about these crackers, man.
Yeah.
That's what we talking about. When you talking about white people,
yeah,
we talking about these crackers.
I don't know about no punishment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They don't get punished.
So you is a fool. But to your point, I feel like it's just like there is nothing gained from what they did. You feel me?
Mm.
Like nothing was gained by you hugging that lady and telling her you forgive her in that court. That doesn't bring your brother back. That doesn't help her be punished how she should be punished, or even learn the lesson that she should be learning from it.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much saying that.
Man, they had the bailiff like holding her hair, moving her hair.
Exactly.
And you know
Now with that, and this is what I now listen.
The judge came from behind the stands, nigga.
With that part right there, this is what I want to say, and this is where it gets even scarier.
The fuck?
That right there is a governmental bond, because them people still looked at her like she was a police officer. That bailiff, that lady brushing her hair. They still looked at her for all the service that she put into the military. I mean, into the department and service into the. Even though it might not have been a long time, they still respect her.
That police program.
But because we are trained to give police officers such high regards. Because, once again, they're the protectors of society. So, they are on pedestals. And that's why I said you take it to where I want to go about the whole overall topic, bro. So, with the judge coming down, hugging her, she could sit here and say that she would hug anybody or she would want a remorse, but you never have. This ain't your first case. There has never been another time that you decided to go out and give love because you, the Christian way and all that shit. It's funny how people will do that.
Especially when the innocent person was murdered.
When the innocent person was murdered.
Was murdered.
But listen, if you really thought that people could be forgiven,
come on, man.
How many people who have done less than her have you gave a hug to and said that you could be forgiven? You gave her your Bible. How many? You shouldn't have no Bibles because you handed out Bibles every time a nigga. You're gonna be saved. You're gonna be saved.
Exactly.
That's what you should have been doing. If that's how you really was. And I'm not condemning this lady, but I hate when people get on and put on for the, in front of the cameras.
Man, and see, I'm glad you said that, guys. Because my perspective is, it wasn't doing it for no cameras, man. It was just psychologically they just did that shit. That obviously, if you thinking the cameras are watching you, why would you do some shit like that? Because you know they're never gonna be.
You're right. Yeah,
like they did that shit without even thinking, man. Because it's programming.
I cannot hug.
They did this shit without even thinking, man.
And then I heard, what's even more crazy?
This shit ain't even logical.
You heard people when people tell the story of what happened in the court, like other people that was in court, they was like, oh, people was in there crying and shit. And I'm glad, but that's why only certain people can go in there and do stuff. And that's why they got this order in the court, because ain't no way in hell, if I would have been there and I was one of the family members, they probably wouldn't even let me come. Because I'm serious. I would have been like, and he would have been like, because first of all, once he said that shit on the stand, I would have been like, oh, this nigga tripping. This nigga tripping, bro. We do not stand by this. Alright, cuz, I'm gonna holler at you later. And then if I would saw the police officer hugging her in the lady grandma house, this ain't real court, this Judge Judy. Put it on the show. But that's just me, cause that's how I felt. Because like you brushing her hair, when we do this at? You hugging her, when have you ever allowed?
They was caressing her through the whole.
But not only this, dog. When have you ever? This is why I feel like it was TV. Like this is TV. Because listen, when have you ever been in court, bruh? And the defendant, the person who did the crime, ain't handcuffed?
She ain't handcuffed. You're right.
When have you ever been there and you murdered somebody and the people that fucking walk in are not fucking handcuffed?
Yeah.
But you ain't moving around freely. Nigga, ain't no way he gonna be able to come down if you kill somebody, could be able to come down, walk around and go hug a motherfucker. The police not letting you get that close to a motherfucker. Bitch, you can't leave that police side. Bitch, when you go, you gotta move with that nigga. Come on, bro.
Police is stepping away. Stop.
What the fuck is we talking about? So that's why I said, bro, this seemed like some old show. It looked like a fucking show to me. Like, what the fuck is going on? Because can't no real person, what I'm saying is, can't everybody could have forgave him. I'm saying, if the boy would have forgiven him, you telling me everybody in their family forgave him? Get the fuck out of here. Everybody ain't feeling the same.
And how do we know that he wasn't chosen?
Come on,
but because he didn't feel the type of way.
Exactly. That's probably why they put it all down there.
They could have brought up the right person.
They could have brought up the right person off. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I said it just seems like, it just don't seem realistic.
And we just don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but it just seems so fake. Like, okay, bro, this is a show. Like, we put on for Judge Judy. Like, I really thought I was watching one of those shows.
Maybe they put the right people in that situation because that situation was so fucked up.
There's
no way you can get any right out of that.
That's what I'm saying. What do you gain? That's what I said. You don't gain nothing from this. You don't gain nothing from saying you hugging her and you forgive her. What you gain from that?
Gain.
What besides the people on TV like with this nigga's tripping, or these people tripping, or you gonna have people saying, "Oh man, he's dating them some good Christian ass folks."
Yeah.
Man, come on, bro. Let's
be
stop.
more like them.
Come on, man. Let's stop it.
Let's stop it.
So it could be placements.
Exactly. All I'm saying is, but the government, it's a deeper bond between these people. And what's fun, and like I told you this before too, Pablo, when I went to jail, and how they put your correctional officers are usually black or people of color that mostly have to deal with the people of color. Why? Because it makes they try to relate more to you. So it's like, and I used to have the conversation with my correctional officers, like, I'm not saying that we can't be friends, but I don't see how you, and well, I do see how you because it's a paycheck, but I don't see how you can work for somebody who's incarcerating your people. Even when you know that some of these people here are racist, that you know for a fact that it's people getting put in jail was really not wrong, like they're innocent. You know these things because it's a organization. Y'all cool with each other. Y'all speak. It's whispers throughout the hall, just like in anything. So I told them I can never respect them people just because you a part of the oppressed. You're like the slaves that lived in the house. You know, like what's the movie on Django? You like Samuel L. in that movie.
Oh yeah. Well,
and then you, like I said, how long are we going to allow people to feign ignorance? But that's a whole other topic for another day. But it's just real. Not to leave off this real quick, because I want to touch on the fact that she only got 10 years. How crazy is that? And remember, Pablo, we was talking about this, and I don't know if I brought this up with you, cuz, but I was sitting here saying, remember that 10-20 to life saying?
That was some Florida shit, though.
It don't give a nigga. It don't matter, bro. That was like when you go places. It was a big thing, though. Murder. You can't murder somebody and get under like 15 years. That's just a part of murder, bro.
That's some Florida shit.
You get.
They're in Texas, unfortunately.
Yeah, but even in Texas, bro, the murder you go and look at other people, other places. You never seen somebody get under 10 for murder.
That's crazy.
You never seen that.
I mean, like
just for 10.
Just 10
I want
for
to
murder.
Back. Like shit, these motherfuckers were caressing her. Like she was facing a sentence, bro.
My thing is this. But what my thing is,
she only gonna do 5.
Exactly.
She's eligible for 5. And you know she gonna be on fucking good behavior.
Exactly. You know she gonna be on good behavior.
And why would they decline her for good behavior? Remember, she's still a part of their community. She might not have her job, but she's still one of them. So why would they decline her freedom to get out at 5 for crime? So my thing is this, and this is why I'm saying this. This is what I'm saying, and this to some people might hurt. We're still 3/5 of people to them. The government has worked this way that we can't even. It's embedded in the government and the system. We're not full people to them, no matter what. She killed this man in his own house, murdered him. He did nothing wrong, nothing. And she cold-blooded murdered him, and she only got 10 years. 10. Which she only gonna have to 5. She got 5. She still has time to appeal. So she can appeal and go to court and might not have to do none.
She might be out of 2.
So, like I'm saying, so if this is not more proof that, and I keep saying this, when has the oppressor ever gave a fuck about the oppressed? Why that they don't give a fuck about us? And then they, like I told people, not just the police, but white people. They have a society. White society is a real thing, and we spoke about this earlier. They're not gonna punish their own the same way they punish outsiders. No, they're never. Why would you ever punish your own? We black people and people of color are the only ones that punish our people harder than the other people.
Exactly, and like even in that, you know what I mean? We gonna roll.
Yeah,
shit, 30 miles away, we had another shooting where innocent black woman was killed
in her own fucking home.
In her own home, the exact same way, 30 miles away in Texas.
Come on, again in Texas.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna say his name, Aaron Dean.
Yeah.
You was a bitch.
Call out that motherfucker.
You a fucking bitch, man.
And he wanna quit. Bitch, I wish you would. Bitch, I'll show up at your door. What you mean quit? But my thing is this, what's crazy is like I told him, and we're gonna get into how she died, but let's just talk about the systematic since we own systematic. Yeah. He was allowed, after he killed somebody in their own home, to go home, bruh. And think about, not even, you're not on suspended, you're not on leave, you're not on nothing. Nigga, you was
no handcuffs.
Nigga, you was able to go home and have a good night's sleep, eat a full meal, drink your little whiskey, do your little, I killed the nigga dance, and then come back in the morning because you saw the backlash that was gotten and decided to quit because you wasn't man enough to go back to the work. And then the pussy ass goddamn chief of police or whoever it was, he talking about, they asking him why wasn't he fired and took it.
Why did he get to go home?
Why would, I was gonna do it, I just wanted to wait till the next day in the morning? That's your fucking answer? Once again, it proves you
He had to put no handcuffs, man.
Once again, it's a society, not just and like I said, the society get deeper because it's a society of white supremacy, and then they're part of the people who were supposed to be put out here to protect you. That's a society. So it's like, you know what, go home, let me get this shit together, I'm gonna hit you up. Shit going out, they're caught on, it's too much going on, I gotta fire you. You know, that's kind of how I feel like it was happening. Oh shit, it done got to the CNN, it's too big, I can't protect you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Yeah. That's how it feels. Yeah. Then it's like,
but once it was definitely a blunder.
Come on, bro.
It was definitely a blunder.
So let's get to the heart of it. A neighbor called a non-violent hotline,
right,
saying that because he feared that something might have happened to the person in the house.
Bitch.
So he hotline
hotline,
non-violent.
Yes,
non-violent hotline.
Yeah.
Because he felt concerned, and we're gonna get into. Me and you was talking about it, Pablo, about whether or not he should have even called the hotline. I mean, he should have went over there and checked himself, or the people should have went and checked themselves. That's a different. We're gonna get there too. Call the hotline. The cop showed up, parked around the corner, dog. Snuck up with lights, with flashlights, like they fucking Call of Duty, with the gun out to a non-violent. Listen now, once again, non-violent call. You supposed to be going to save somebody because somebody might be fucked up.
And exactly. So
your whole attention should be going to save, not to shoot.
And it ain't only they parked around the corner.
They never cut on their lights.
They never cut on those sirens. Exactly. Like they parked around the corner from this girl's house. So if they pulled up with sirens, she would have heard sirens and she would have been alert.
Exactly.
Channels would have went up and she would have already been looking out the window instead of been looking out the window and got popped.
And before we get to the pop part, because we're gonna get there. They pulled around the corner. They snuck up with with flashlight and gun. When they showed up, they never announced themselves. They showed in the camera that he went to the front door, saw that it was open, and saw the screen door. You never decided to knock and say, "Hey, police," or nothing. But before we get to this part, okay, let's think about police, people who protect. Your job is to protect and serve. That's supposed to be your job. You're supposed to protect the citizens of your community. That's why they got different police stations in different communities. Okay, you're supposed to be in training, like. Before we get to that, when you decided to take on firefighting, policemen, like me, military, you know that there's a chance you could die.
Okay.
In a line of fire.
Let me flip it like this. Okay. I think we should take the same kind of initiative and pay attention, just like we pay attention to our doctors and our surgeons.
Exactly.
And like putting those people in position. You know what I mean? Just like you got to go through all of these things to be a surgeon or a fucking doctor, and when you got people with life in your hands, it should be the same way when you a fucking
it's a high
police officer.
Yeah, but that's the pinnacle of what you're doing.
Fucking thing.
You're protecting people.
You're playing God on earth.
You're playing God. You get to you get to decide whether a person live or die, or whether a person goes forward with their life. They stop, move backwards. You control all of that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The training for these people that get put in our neighborhoods, which always seem like they're poorly trained. They're never trained fully. They're scared. They're like, you put the worst people that's supposed to protect people in our thing. So my thing is this, and like I was talking to Pablo, I'm not sure nowadays that I know what the policy for being a police officer is. And if there is a policy for being a part, it's bare minimum. Like, it's like,
what's a credential?
Exactly. It's like getting hired for McDonald's, nigga. Yeah. Anybody can work there.
Yeah.
That's how it seems. As long as you're white, you're definitely in. You're white, you're in. You know what I'm saying? Let's just put that. If you're white, you're a police officer. You could like some people.
You can shoe in.
You can shoe in. You can have a fucked up ass. You could be a rapist in the past. You could be whatever. As long as you're white, you get the nudge in the fucking door. Because that's who runs the world. Who protects everybody? White people. And that makes no sense. How can anybody protect somebody who's all dominantly mostly one color? How? That doesn't add up anyway. When you just have one person, they're gonna start to get the big egg. Everybody's seen it in any job you go to. When you give a little person too much power, and they got a group of people that's all in it, they tend to abuse the fucking power. That's any job.
Especially when you're, keeping people like, you got to keep every race safe.
Exactly.
Of course, you're gonna keep your race safer.
Come on.
You know, that's just human nature, man.
They gonna look after themselves.
You know, like it's definitely the first rule of life, self-preservation.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
so but that's what I'm saying. But they just put in that.
Like I said, you're already scared.
They put these guys into this neighborhood, and they listen clearly. If you watch the video, this nigga had no. I don't want to say name. This dude had no reason being a fucking cop. Like, yes. Bro.
No.
I don't give a fuck if that was your dream when you was a little kid. Some people ain't cut out for this shit.
Exactly.
You are the worst, bro. You should get fired. You should be arrested just for impersonating the fucking police officer.
When you're a god on earth.
You should be arrested just for impersonating, because that's all the fuck he was doing, was impersonating a person of protection. Yeah. Because, bro, if you watch the video, like I said, they creep around. And it just seemed like some old, like, movie shit. Like, why is you creeping around this person's house with a flashlight with your gun out and a non-violent call? When the front door's fucking open, you could have easily went in there and pronounced yourself if you're really trying to protect somebody.
Yeah.
So then let's get to the point. He gets to the window in the room that she was at. And this is what I'm saying. The people are trying to say he was startled. And clearly he was, because in the video he looked startled. But bitch, don't you think the person in the inside of the house, because you never announce yourself, you just happen to see a flashlight pop up in your window, nigga, you gonna get startled. I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, or Mexican, anything. If it's late night, you in your house, and a nigga just start flashlighting, you gonna get fucking nervous. You're gonna get startled. But then the nigga told her, hey, don't move, before he can get all the put your hands out, bow.
Yeah. Before he even got the whole...
He couldn't even get the whole shot. Put your hands and he popped.
Yeah, he just shot.
You're not, listen, I was in the military. I'm telling you, I know this shit. We're trained. When you pull up, and we're in the military, we know these motherfuckers don't love us. We know they don't like us. You're trained to keep your arm going, cocked at a 45% at an angle. You're not supposed to put it up here unless you have the intent to kill. That's basic training. When you're in that kind of field. And I'm just talking about a military ass motherfucker who didn't really do a lot. But I did have to go through that kind of training.
I mean, but like even saying that, like, we can't give them no credit. Like, shit, at the end of the day, like, those are the same people that made your rules, make their rules too. Like, why wouldn't those rules be, like, why would we give those rules for somebody that's not even part of our country? But as far as our people,
but I'm saying, why was that training?
It should be even greater for us.
Exactly. Our training should be even more resist to kill us because it's our people. Yeah. But when we go over there to these country people, we can't just put our guns at people.
You should be over there.
Exactly. But there's a rules to engagement. That's a real thing. There's rules to engagement. There's no rules to engagement when it comes with black people in America. There's just engage. That's the only rule. Engage, take out. You know what I'm saying? So this dude shot her, killed her. But this is what I want us as people of color and just white folks too, colonizers and just anybody. This man killed this lady in her own house, did nothing wrong, and went home. Probably had a full meal, took a shower.
Kissed his wife,
had a little sex, kissed his kids, whatever he got.
Yeah.
You know, listen to some music, watch Netflix. People, I don't think people really understand that. That man went home. He didn't have to go to jail. He probably wrote a little report about what happened.
Yeah.
He probably had to talk to a few people, but he probably didn't really have to give him too much nothing. And then he went home. Man, where do you do that when you kill somebody? It don't matter.
It's especially when your work is the jail.
Listen, man, check this out.
How you get to go home, bro?
I'm telling you this.
You gotta go back to the jail.
If I was in the military, listen, if I was in the military, let's say I was in the military and I was over in Iraq and I was at the embassy and I was one of the guards in the embassy, and some overexcited Muslim come up and start screaming some shit. If I shoot this motherfucker, just like I get started to pop him, I mean, it's gonna be chaos, bro. It's gonna. I ain't even talking about with the government shit. I'm just talking about within my chain of command, nigga. Bro, it's gonna be some shit rolling, bro. But like I said, the rules for engagement upon black people is only one rule, and it's engage. It's go all out. There's no, come on, man.
That's the name of the podcast, Rules of Engagement.
There is none, bro. For colonizers and people like Aaron Dean and Amber Geiger, and for anybody who supports and don't think that what they did was wrong, bro. And that's just, there is no rules to engagement for us, bro. And I don't want to just say black people, but people of color.
Well, I mean, it's black people, bro.
We definitely the highest target on it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there's other people.
Like, our life is not worth.
It's not worth. They still don't see
us
as full people, bro.
Exactly. Okay, so how long? Okay, I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. Like, how long will you guys think that we have known that our life is worth nothing here? Okay, answer.
How long, Andrew?
I'm gonna tell you
how long do you think, as a culture, we have known that our life doesn't matter in America?
Since before slavery.
That's what I'm saying.
But since slavery, since they took slavery to break all
when it dawned upon me, that's probably.
I mean, because you don't realize it when you don't understand.
You're not really gonna understand it until you experience it. Well, I ain't gonna say you don't understand a kid, because if you experience it as a kid, you're gonna learn
pick up
faster. Yeah, which we are people who had experienced that kind of stuff at young ages. So I was always more conscious of it since I've been a young person. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, I keep harping on this one experience where I had the white guy spit on me. Or not on me, but spit at me in the store when I went in the store, and was like, it was pretty much like, ill nigga. Like, I wasn't supposed to be there. Like, and that happened when I was young, bro. Like maybe 5 or 6, somewhere around that 7, like in that age frame. So it's
okay. Let me finish. Okay, we known that for hundreds of years.
Hundreds of years, bro.
Okay, so we known something, not guessing, not. None of these things that is not no imaginary game or dream we live in. Mm-hmm. What are we gonna do? When are we gonna do something about it? Like, when are we gonna apply the same type of energy that get applied to us? Like, that's the only way this will ever change. Do you disagree?
No, I definitely. We spoke on this, but I definitely agree.
Revolution, whatever.
Exactly. We spoke about
revolution, revelation.
There's all these things have been revelation for a revolution.
Hundreds of years,
wow.
This shit has we know this, so we act like these white people scared us. No, we the ones that scared.
And
I ain't gonna say that.
We scared.
I wouldn't say we scared.
We scared.
We just
and programmed. And programmed.
It ain't even about lead, because even if you had somebody lead, who's gonna follow? It ain't even about who's gonna
that's true.
Who's gonna follow.
It ain't gonna be no follow. It ain't gonna be no leader.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because nobody wants to die.
That's another thing, but I look at
because you're definitely gonna die. You're definitely gonna die.
We only 13% here.
Listen, you're definitely gonna. That's why I say you're definitely gonna die.
We only 13%.
No revolution, in no history have any of the oppressed ever had more population than the people that suppress them, or had the weapons to oppress them. But they still rose against them. That's just something that you do when you're oppressed. But because we're not oppressed for chains and shackles, so the oppressed is in our mind, and that's such a stronger oppression, because now we don't fear them physically. We fear them, like you said. They have more of the technology. They have more against us to beat us, and we're locked into a society where we
control our life.
Exactly, we need them to control our life. So, like I said, man, I don't know if we'll ever have a time where we fight back and just really start some real revolutionary shit and fight back. Because I'm gonna tell you why, and this is what I'm going to. Because what's really important to us as people, not just people of color, but people, is money. It's being successful. Because they feel like if we get the money, we won't be a part of that. Because now, you know what I'm saying? And it's proven in just how society is. And so when you become rich and famous and you become elite, you don't really have to deal with it like other people do. So that's how black people feel like they're fighting against it, by becoming wealthy and getting out of this situation. Because only people with poor standards, poor standards have to do it.
I respect that, but just like you know, trailblazers come in a small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You gonna have a bunch of motherfuckers that's getting rich, but
Mm-hmm.
like you gonna have a lot of motherfuckers that's gonna be scared to put that shit at risk.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, it's the
Like,
whole.
They think they get rich just so they
No.
can fight for us? No.
But I'm saying, the reason that it's always gonna be people that's never gonna fight back in this, like who's poor and like medium, middle grade, medium wage type people is the hope. Just like with people in religion, the hope of dying and going to heaven. So they're always hoping that their life will change, and because that's at any moment you could be famous. At any moment your life could change. You could be one thing, So we always have that in the back of our mind, because like we said, we got that hope and that wish factor that things might change. And just with religion, think about it.
And nobody believes better than black people.
And nobody listen.
Nobody got as much hope and faith
Crick
as
said
black people.
one of the things we do is believe. So with religion is the same way. We believe. Like me and you talk about this, and I'm gonna go on this real quick and get back because it's the same thing. Black people, we need something to believe in, but black people are like Christian religion is the only thing that they tell you to blindly have faith in, and you do it. If nobody else can you blindly have faith in something and just do it. Even if you go to the doctor said, hey, we got this new experimental drug. We ain't gonna tell you shit about it, but it might save you. You're gonna have questions. You're gonna second ponder that shit. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna talk to your friends. You're gonna talk to your family. But religion, no. You don't do that. You just accept it for what it is. So, and then I believe that white people have their religion that they believe in, and then they just blindly accept it, and that's that they're the greater, they're supreme, and I really believe that they believe in that shit. And of course, people would say, well, there's poor white people, but even if you ever really met poor white people, they still feel like they're better than even the richest of a black person. That's just the shit that they exude from them. I'm serious. So, but like I said, and I said this before too, cuz, and I want to speak on this, that we needed a police force of people of color that goes to these, they not saying that they only, only black people handle black people problems. But I'm saying that just like when you call 911 and they send 2 white officers, they should send 2 black officers, especially if it's dealing with black people. Same with Mexicans. If they send them to a Mexican neighborhood, it should always be a person of their color that's not tied into the police station. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
people of the community that really care. You know what I'm saying?
Like I ain't gonna lie, like shit, that makes perfect sense. And like when we was talking about it, I was saying like, I just said some random shit like maybe segregation is good in certain situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that is segregation if you segregating all the black people and all the Mexican people to control their own people under a police.
Yeah, and it's not
type of situation.
Yeah, and it's not even for that.
Like I can see we were talking about like, hey, we're giving the black people their community, and they're gonna police that themselves. We ain't talking about that.
We talking about everybody policing. That somebody to police the checkers. That's what I'm saying. Pretty much. But
segregation could be good.
Yeah,
but way, guys.
Somebody of our color to go and check them that doesn't gain nothing that they gain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They really just want to see the community thrive and want to protect our people. Because too many times that these white polices are going into these neighborhoods, killing us, and who's gonna?
Because they don't understand us.
And then white people not finna stop their own white people because they're a brotherhood. And and I'm going to just speak on an incident that happened to us and to me with the police here. I had a situation where one of the crack-ass colonizers, he tried to set me up for a crime I didn't do. But the fucked up part about it is, it was 2 black police officers there with him. Why they watched this cracker try to set me up? And when I asked them, like, you just going to let him do this? They couldn't even look me in my face. They just looked down and looked away. But that goes back to what you said, programming. They're under they in that group, that blue bloods. And they're still slaves to him because he's the big dog. Y'all under him. He feeds y'all. And you accepted that because, like I said, it pays your bills and you just trying to make it by.
Your family ain't eating, man.
That's all that matters. You're keeping your family.
That's your
So you're willing to let them oppress us, right? And that's a real shit that happened to me. And you was the, you know what I'm saying? That motherfucker.
I know, bro.
Yeah, they tried to set us up for some shit we did just so, come on, bro. That's why I said that these motherfuckers, bro, they don't give a fuck about us, bro. We ain't nobody to them. Like I said, they don't see us as other human beings. They just see us as 3/5 of just like property. Just things that supposed to be controlled and owned.
I mean, and, let me play like motherfucker like he can play devil advocate on this shit. Yeah, man, this is devil's advocate. You know what I mean? Just like when we were having this conversation, like all these conversations we have with y'all, like it's not really. I don't say we polish them, but it's definitely usually some shit that we already talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely put up it on our
board,
board.
like in a way. And,
we business having too. We got our board of topics that we want to talk about. Yeah. Bam. See, look at
what I mean, but shit.
I don't think
like real shit, man. Like devil's advocate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, any culture, white, black, Chinese. You know what I mean?
Every culture. Just say every culture, bro. Every fucking culture.
Every culture. If any culture was in a position where they were, running the world or running every other culture, you know what I mean? We would do whatever we had to do to keep our culture and our race in that situation that's superior.
That's how oppression works, though. And I've been saying that on almost all our podcasts.
It would be oppressive. Like depending on the culture, it would be different punishments
and different way of going about it.
Exactly.
It might not be
different ways to go about it, but
it might not be as cruel as the colonizers, the white people have. But it was still
do what you got to do to keep your.
But let's think about it. And this is how real it is.
Your race.
Even in other cultures, they still have their own people oppressing their own people.
Oh yeah.
It's just that the white people are doing it in such a global mass and at such a high rate is why we're really pissed off at them.
Oh, yeah.
But you can go to Africa, there's oppression from other Africans to other Africans, lighter Africans than darker Africans. You can go to China, there's, you know what I'm saying? Every culture has it. But I think that what makes people so mad and what people hate so much is that the white people are doing it in such a mass and global span and for such a long time and at such a high rate. You're gonna get pissed off at those people. Man, we do it amongst each other with just money. You see how people with money, they'll treat people without money in our own culture like that.
And that's the problem. We do more amongst each other and they do more amongst us.
If you poor,
more amongst everybody else.
If you ain't got the brand new clothes, if you ain't got the brand new shoes, if you ain't this, we'll treat this person like they're not nothing. That's just the culture we live in, bro. And that's why I said, man. But back to the heart of it, man. We need somebody who's gonna check the checkers, bro. Real shit. We need people. When is somebody gonna check? Because really, white people feel like they can't be checked. Police officers feel like they can't be checked. We can bitch about it, and I mean, I don't want to say bitch, but we can go on and talk about it because I feel like it should be talked about because it does bring a small bit of light to it. But in the end results, they're getting 10 years with 5 of them probably gonna do probably 2. Aaron Dean gets to quit the job before he even gets investigated on his own will before they even gets it. And even if he goes through and they give him time, it's not going to be that much time.
Why? I mean, but just like we were saying, like people are like, I hope y'all heard like this shit was only what? How many?
30 miles away, something like that.
30 miles away.
And how? Not even a full what?
Like how could they give Aaron Dean a life sentence and they ain't give it to Amber? They have no choice now but to uphold this shit. Like now, and then after that, they're gonna go in and like, okay, we're gonna fix our laws and fix all this shit after the fact. But shit, I don't think they could do nothing serious to Aaron Dean, man. Not at the Amber.
Yeah.
They ain't even accept that shit. This is another thing that's getting put right in our face, man. Like, what we gonna do about it, man? We ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, man, we ain't doing shit. And I just want to put out here that, of course, not every white person is bad. We're not making it seem like all white people are evil.
We talking about crackers.
It's a balance to every culture. Yeah. But because there's such a dominating culture of white folks that, like, and I want to throw this quick story out before we end and get to our appreciations. I was listening to D.L. Hugan. I love that man's shows. I love his podcast. I love his interviews. I love
Shout out D.L. man.
Shout out D.L. because he's very smart, bro.
Yeah.
He really knows the topic.
He's definitely about us. Man.
Yeah, he spoke on how he was coming from a show. He was on the airplane when he heard the thing about ending Aaron Dean killing, and I want to say her name right, Atatiana Jefferson.
Yeah.
He murdered her, and it was like breaking news. It popped up on the TV and the laptop, and he was like, the lady sitting in front of him, the white lady, or older white lady, she saw it, and when she was hearing it, she shut it down, like she didn't want to hear about it. And he let her know, and he was like, and that's why there's a problem, and that's why nothing's ever going to change, because because it takes, and this is why I love Chelsea Handler too. And she says she's looking for a boyfriend. I'm gonna throw that energy out there. I'm looking for a girlfriend. Shout out, young boy. But she was like, she wrote a book and she wrote things about how white privilege, and she's a dope individual because she was like, she didn't notice it, but it's really real. And so it's people out there, because white people have to play a part in this too, because
they definitely know. They don't know. That's pretty much what she said.
They have to play a part. You have to care, because if you don't care, it don't really change. So. But I thought that was a dope because it's really how it is. But me and Pablo spoke about this too, that when it doesn't happen in your immediate vicinity or to people you know or in your community, we tend not to care. And I done said this multiple times on multiple topics on when we were speaking about it. Just like when Obama was in office and it was like, when he was doing shit for Chicago, everybody loved him. All the black people loved him because look at all he doing. Yeah. But then you had black people none of his laws passed, nothing he did affected them, so they didn't see none of the great things, and that's a real thing. We only see what affected us. So
we always want to hold people accountable here.
Yeah, period. Definitely. So we just want to say justice for Atatiana Jefferson, man.
Yes,
we want her. And another thing I want to say: shouldn't the death penalty be on the table for these two people?
And they're in Texas.
Shouldn't the death penalty be on the table?
They the death penalty capital, bro.
They should be on the thing because they murdered people in their own home.
Oh yeah.
If innocent, no, it wasn't no going back. There wasn't no tisk and tack. The girl got shot. She didn't even get a chance to respond.
Yeah.
So that to me is grounds for.
I mean, but before we get out of here, let me put this out here, man. Imagine, you just sitting in your house, right? Okay, like you out there in Texas, you in the country, man. Like as far as country people, what we like to do is like sometimes we'll cut off our AC if it's cool enough outside.
Open up our doors.
We'll open up our doors or open up our windows, to feel the breeze. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's definitely us.
You know what I mean? And you hear somebody out your window.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? At your house. You're not in no apartment. You at your house.
Should nobody be,
yeah. You know what I mean? You hear somebody outside their window. As soon as you open up the blinds, you're dead. That's the last thing you see. You open up your blinds when you're taking care of your young.
And she had a nephew there too.
You got killed.
Think about how
traumatized
he gonna be.
Nephew, man.
Yeah, he gonna be traumatized.
Yeah, man.
Come on, you done fucked up too.
You can't even protect yourself no more, bro.
And you can't protect yourself from the people that's supposed to be protecting you. How you protect yourself from the protectors?
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be protecting you?
It's weird, man.
It's a crazy world, man.
I'm in a crazy place, man. Let's go ahead and get it.
Hey, man. Once again, we appreciate y'all coming through, man. We hope that episode really touched you. I hope you have a lot to say about this. I want to give a shout out to my motherfucking brother, internationally Bo, my beauty boy.
Man?
Shout out to Mississippi, man.
Hey,
Big
boy,
love.
you're a real one, dog. You're a real one.
You already know
real one, man.
I fucking love you, man. We want to give a shout out to all our other fans and everybody else that reach out to us. We want to follow us on Instagram, social media, Up to Something, Trap of the God, Bill Bixby, Instagram, Facebook, Trap of the God, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with us, man. We fuck with y'all, man. We love y'all, man.
Up to Something everything, baby. We got this bitch.